So I actually heard nothing when the backlash first began online from the university. And I kind of had to fight for for the transparency. I got in touch with the provost through non-formal means, through informal means. And, I called the provost and I said, I deserve to be part of the discussion. I deserve to be a stakeholder in the decision making. And I want to be informed. I want to be an informed person throughout this. And him and Errol Southers were quite gracious in offering me the ability to actually hear from them firsthand what this might have been. But the issue is that it ultimately ended up being a one-way conversation, in my opinion. So, when it comes to safety, I'm the first person to say that I prioritize it for both myself and my classmates and anyone who may attend commencement. But the fact of the matter is that I didn't find any sort of basis in the details that they offered to me. In fact, they offered me no details when I requested it. And so when it comes to them offering the concern of safety, it's a matter of, convince me that it's safety. And
Mm.
because they were unable to, and because they have not been able to convince it to the public as well, it's an issue of what other factors may have influenced their decision. It means the world. And you know what? I, as valedictorian, am ultimately representative as a unifying factor for all students. And so I recognize that, it is possibly because of the very factors that revoked my speech that actually empower the students to support me. I represent a lot of communities. I have been reached out to by Jewish communities, by Muslim communities, South Asian, first generation, anyone who's committed to human rights, basically, and to racial equity and the freedom of speech, that they support me. And it really means the world because, it's not an ideal situation, but it's a situation that makes me consider what it means to have a village and what it means to have a village that is so strong and powerful and vocal and insistent upon what they believe in. And it makes me insistent upon what I believe in.
From Bogard Auditorium and include graduates of USC from 1967 and before. The half-century Trojans are led by Dr. Patrick Auerbach.
Yeah, of course, I'd love to speak to that. So essentially, from what I understand, the argument against me, the claims against me, are that I have a link in my bio, as well as I've liked posts that disengage anti-Semitism from anti-Zionism. To touch on the link, so the link is, first of all, an informative link to learn about Palestine. And, I try in the small ways that I can to inform others. But ultimately, I encourage people to make their own conclusions because that's what being a student is about. And we're not students in the literal sense, we're all students in the very figurative sense. And so when it comes to the link, there's discussions of the one state solution, two state solution. There's discussions of coexistence and of unequivocal and unconditional right to life. These are things that I believe in, and it's a discussion that's worth learning about. And as for the link disengaging anti-Semitism with anti-Zionism, I think it's an ongoing discussion because I believe it's important to disengage them as well. And so the claims that were made against me, I think I think there are some claims where that come from a genuine place of actually attempting to debate and healthy debate, right?
And Trump University. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just a 21-year-old girl. And so I really appreciate you asking that because, I had my phone in my hand 24/7, and I don't think it's ever easy to read things about you that are untrue, that are libelous, that are, just unfounded. And so to read those things definitely saddened me. It also energized me though, because I know that, what I'm facing is something that a lot of people have faced and to a much more dangerous extent. And
Mm.
so it did empower me, it did energize me, and I wanted to speak on behalf of those, and I want to speak for those who have gone through much worse.
No, Natalie, you can sit up there. Oh, yes, go ahead. I mean, hey, you inside. You can get up there. Right. Y'all should park down. One. Asia, one.
You know what? I had no idea what my speech was going to be about, and in fact, I might have thought of maybe doing something about the importance of having fun or the importance of having hope, because I'm not ignorant of who I am and the time that we're in. And so I did want to leave some sort of legacy with the platform that I had. That being said, no, I had never confirmed anything that I wanted to speak about because I hadn't even confirmed it with myself. And so, yeah, I hope nobody believes that USC had caught wind of anything because it's untrue. Yeah, so it's a matter of principle, right? It's a matter of the freedom of expression and the freedom of speech. And I urge USC to stay true to those values as an academic institution to again reverse the decision. And if they came back to me and they reversed the decision, I would accept that as a win for the principles that we are standing for the communities that I am a voice for, and ultimately, it is my greatest hope that USC reverses the decision.